Okay, so let us get started for today and see where that brings us for tonight, guys. Alright, so first of all, welcome. And so far from what we are able to see coming out from the market, it's something that is very clear. We are seeing that signs are showing potential that prices will be weakening so far, but across the time that we are able to see from here is we're not really seeing lots of great market movement, and that certainly is the case, where most of the currency market is also still a little bit slow, not really showing a lot of signs. And in terms of the events happening around the world, nothing much has happened too. Okay. So nothing much in terms of news other than the UK GDP has actually been performing as well as expected, and well, Japanese industrial output production is definitely slowing down, but other than that, nothing much in terms of really affecting much of the market. So let us try to see what is happening on this gold market together, guys. Alright, so one of the first things that we have been able to look at the market so far is we have been able to see that prices have been touching the lows at around 3,250 area. So you guys can actually see the prices has been hitting the lows around that price, and since then prices has been able and starting to rebound it from the low at around 3,250, immediately rebound, and started to see that potentially double bottom signs are appearing and hits its highest at 3,295, and then afterwards we have been seeing that prices hasn't been able to move so far afterwards. So I think that is one of the clear signs that has been showing us that the resistance at 3,300 still remains pretty strong, hasn't been able to break out higher since Friday after breaking down below 3,300, and since then we are still seeing signs that the gold market is still weakening, as we have been seeing that the overall long-term market movement has been filled with weaknesses, especially last week. The closing prices is really weakening, and we are actually seeing signs that possibly prices could be continuing weaken too. But we also do know that this week itself there's a lot of events happening where we are going to see some news coming out from the JOLTS side, ADP, as well as the non-farm payrolls for this week, guys, because as you guys know that around these market events, these are the first week of every new month, and we will be seeing this kind of events happening, and it could be giving us a little bit of impact on what we could be expecting coming out from the market, as well as the possibility what kind of movement could be happening. So across these three major events that is giving us the indications of how well the labor market is doing, we could actually see it coming out from JOLTS to give us a little bit of hint, same as what we are going to expect coming out from the ADP employment data, and afterwards we could actually sense what are the things that could be happening right at the non-farm payrolls. Usually these three indicators sometimes could be correlated, sometimes could not be correlated, but at the times it could be very much giving us a very clear indications when the two earlier events such as the JOLTS and ADP is weakening. Usually we will be seeing that the non-farm payrolls will be weakening as well. But eventually what could be happening on the market, it could be a little bit of a different thing, because a lot of momentum could be going outside of the employment market data. So for instance, sometimes we could be seeing that trade deals is going on, and that could affect the market even much faster as that war. I think those events is very much important to see what could be happening there. I think for tonight we are still seeing that yes, prices is still weakened, so I will be expecting to see prices will be testing 3,270 based on the current market movement, the weaknesses, and likelihood for that to happen is still pretty huge from what I could be seeing so far right now from this market chart. So I'll be expecting to see weaknesses happening on the market, and I hope if you guys are watching through the live sessions right now, if you guys are thinking about doing long Okay, so let us try to see how this plays out, and if everything goes as well as expected, we could be seeing that prices will be testing the lows at 3,280, as we have already been seeing that prices has just now touched its lowest for the London sessions at around 3,277. So we'll try to see how that plays out, whether prices could be breaking down below 3,280 for now, and if that happens, we could be seeing that prices will be testing 3,277 soon, market guys, right? And let's see how that goes. And welcome to the live streaming sessions. And if you guys do have any questions about the market, you guys are welcome to let me know. But if you guys think that everything is clear, that's good. You guys could give us a support by giving us a thumbs up and likes, and don't forget to share this video with your friends or anyone that you guys know who is interested to learn how to analyze the market, because so far we have been able to see that prices has been actually reacting very well according to the chart patterns. So this is the chart patterns that we have been seeing earlier on happening on the market. Prices touched the high right around this price, so it seems that prices hasn't been able to break higher than 3,300 price resistance and hit its highs at 3,296. And right now we are seeing that the potential that prices will be continuing that slight drop from 3,398 towards 3,277, and possibly that prices will be testing 3,265 area could be happening soon based on this movement that we are seeing, expecting weaknesses from what we have been seeing so far on the market. Okay, so if you guys do have any questions about the market, you guys are welcome to let me know. But if you guys think I want something that is much clearer, much distinct, and you guys want to get trading ideas with a clear entry price, exit, and your stop losses, you guys are definitely welcome to click the link on my profile or the video descriptions and chat me through there if you guys wanted to know how I'm executing my trades, how I'll be entering trades here and there to get a clear confirmations coming out from the market, guys. Alright, so you guys are always welcome to check it out. But if you guys wanted to get exclusive insights what's happening around the world, since Friday a lot of things are happening, especially coming out from the trade deals, and also the possibility that there could be something happening inside the Federal Reserve. So you guys are interested to know what are the details, I'll be giving you guys a clear timeline about it through my usual sources, and let you guys get updated on what's happening around the world too. Okay, so if you guys are interested, click the link on my profile in the video descriptions, chat me for access on VIP live sessions, and also chat me if you guys wanted to get trading ideas, and you guys could get it for complimentary. Okay, so far gold market has been actually reacting quite similar with our view, nothing much has changed, and I believe that is certainly a very good sign. But I think it's time for us to try to take a look on other markets since we have still some time to go, and let us try to see what's happening on the silver market for tonight. So what has been happening on the silver market? So let us try to track back a little bit, try to see what has been ongoing on the silver market movement that has been happening since yesterday. So as you guys could see, that based on this market movement that we have been able to watch so far, is we have been seeing that prices has been relatively stable and ranging between 35,090 cents towards the 36,020 cents, and that hasn't been really changed much, as we do know that prices has been ranging around those price. And through those kind of market movements, one of the expectations people will be expecting is they are likely to see how things will be moving from here, because so far we are not really getting a lot of clear signs happening up from this market. And why I am saying that, because if you guys are watching carefully, you guys could actually look that so far since Thursday market and also Friday market, yes, prices has been dropping, and right now it has been recovering some basis, But one of the most important and the clearest things that we have been able to see, that silver market movement hasn't been far away from the ranging market that we have been seeing happening since the last of Thursday, where we have been seeing that yes, prices has been weakening, has been showing us signs that prices has the tendency to weaken. But so far, without a lot of success, and prices has been a little bit not giving us any clear signs on how it could be moving next on the market. So I think that is definitely creating a little bit of confusion on how the market will be moving next. And based on this market, a lot of people's expectation is to see how will be the market reacting soon on this market, because if you're not getting a clear signs on what could be happening on this market soon, it's likely for us to see that the market will be ranging on this market for now and not really giving us a lot of signs on what could be the possibility happening on this market, guys. Alright. So let us see how that goes on. And personally, I'll be expecting to see that silver prices should be able to follow through with what has been happening on the market, and through that kind of market movement, one of the things I will be expecting is try to see how the silver market movement will be weakening as far as it could. Maybe maximum I will be seeing that silver market could be maximizing its weaknesses until $35.90, as one of the first thing I'll be able to conclude is today we are not really seeing a lot of news, not seeing really a lot of events, and that could be really impacting the market for now. So I'll be expecting that the market movement on the silver market will be relatively slower compared to the gold market, where gold market has been moving in a wider range and a much clearer market movement than what we are able to expect coming out from the silver market. And second of all, with the ranging market keeps on moving between this movement, it will be relatively hard for us to try to see that prices could be even moving further without any clear sentiments as what we are seeing for now. So after all this drop happening on Friday, prices rebounded. I'll be expecting to see that maximum we could be seeing that prices will be dropping maximum at $36 and $35.90. But furthermore than that, I think it should be reconsidered for more movement, because with this kind of market movement, I will be expecting not much of a move, guys, on the market. And if you guys are asking me what are the best options that we could try to look out on the market, certainly it could be coming out from the gold market, as we are seeing much better movements happening there. Okay, so gold market movement, yes, it has been moving in a clearer directions, giving us a chart pattern and a movement that we could actually analyze and see where it could be leading us next. Even right now we are not really seeing much, but certainly there's a market movement that could be analyzed and have giving us a clear movement that we are able to watch for now. And yes, as you guys know, that around these hours, especially on Monday, we'll be seeing a little bit of a slow market. It's always been a trademark around this day. And definitely, if you guys are expecting that market movement will be faster at Monday, I'm sorry to say it's not going to happen. But if there's a big event, big news outside of the economic data events, there should be something that could be happening. But as you guys know, we'll try to adjust and see how the market movement works. But based on historical data, Monday will usually be a little bit of a slow market. Okay. So if you guys are enjoying your live streaming sessions here so far, welcome to give us your support by giving us a thumbs up, giving us your likes, and don't forget to share this video with your friends if they are interested to learn how to analyze the market, how to trade, and especially if you guys are interested to have interactive discussions with me. You guys are always welcome to have interactive discussions through the chats and the comments, and I'll be happily answering any of your questions about trading and the markets. Or if you guys do have any requests about other markets that we haven't discussed so far, if there's still some time, so you guys could always request what kind of markets that you guys wanted to look out for on the market, guys. Alright. And definitely, if you guys have any questions about the market and wanted to get a bit of a clear instructions how you guys could trade, you guys are always welcome to click the link on my profile or the video description, and you guys could get my trading ideas for free, guys. Alright, so you guys could head there if you guys wanted to get more instructions on how I'm executing my trades, on how I'm seeing the view and how I'm executing my trades. You guys are welcome to check it out there. And certainly, if you guys wanted to know what are the exclusive insights that I'll be sharing on what happened since Friday until today, don't forget to chat for access on my VIP live sessions, guys. Okay. Alright, so since that price movement hasn't been moving much, let us give you guys a little bit of overview what has actually been happening on the gold market in the long run, and what are my expectations on how the movement could be on the next market side. Alright, so let me switch to another chart so that you guys could see even much clearer as usual. Daily charts. Okay, so one of the biggest things that we have been able to see so far coming out from the market is we have already been seeing, yes, prices has been weakening a lot, and signs of weaknesses are still very much appeared on the market, where we haven't been able to see the possibility that prices could be rebounding. And so far, from what we are able to decipher coming out from the chart patterns on the daily charts, most likely that we are going to see that price movement will be likely to be moving on the lower side, moving weakening with bearishness, as we have already been seeing that gold prices hasn't been able to surpass its prices above 3,400, and last week at the closing price itself, it has actually been showing us the signs that with prices closing below 3,300 has been actually giving us the signs that prices has the possibility to reverse on the long run and possibly start to weaken, and giving us the signs that the potential prices could try to break down below 3,200 will be very much important, because that is the neckline for this chart pattern. And once that price breaks below 3,200, we could actually start to be expecting that prices could be heading towards $3,000 area soon. But without that happening first, I'm expecting that we will be moving on these ranges between the sideways. As you guys know, that at around 3,200 there has been some support area that has been quite strong happening since the market movement on May. We have already been seeing that prices has been hitting its lowest through 3,100 before are able to rebound back higher towards 3,200 and its highest at 3,450 area. So I think 3,200 will be a very key important price, and if prices does break below that, it will be a very much important market and needed for us to see how the market reaction will be moving next. But if there's nothing much happening right around there and prices immediately broke down lower, that really reconfirms the belief that the market movement are starting to give us a clear confirmations of a breakdown and the possibility of reversal, and prices to be hitting $3,000 on the long run is very much wide open. For now, it still remains in question, but chances for that to happen are still very much existing, guys, as prices are continuing weakening with no signs of improvement on the price movement, and likely to see that gold prices will be weakening for now. Okay, so that's a few in the long run. But I think if we are switching towards the silver market, I think the picture is a little bit different, guys. And why I'm saying it's a little bit different, because if you guys are watching carefully, that on the silver market movement, things are showing us a little bit of clear signs where prices has been ranging, playing right at the uptrend channel range. And I think that's one of the most important thing happening here, because as prices continues to go higher from $28 since the early part of the year at 2nd of January, and prices has been breaking down of that uptrend channel but managed to recover its price again, and right now plays at around the $36 at the mid-range of that uptrend channel, still shows us the possibility that prices are continuing and will be moving higher on the long run. Because if you guys are watching carefully here, we are seeing the signs that prices are still trying to maintain its price at the uptrend channel and hasn't been able to break down below $35 on the long run. So I think this consolidation is actually really well for the silver market in the long run, especially with this kind of movement. There's a possibility that prices will be trying to maintain its price above $35 and build up a very good consolidations for us to see that prices on the long run could be heading towards $37 and above, because as you guys could see, just zooming in, that you guys could see it much clearer, we have already been seeing that prices have been able to maintain its price range between the $35.80 towards the $36.60, and that really gives us the indications that prices has been actually really following the market movement that we are expecting, that prices are slowing down with a good range of consolidations and still maintain its uptrend movement on the daily chart. So I think that itself is a pretty significant movement that we could actually be expecting, that the silver market movement have the possibility to maintain its uptrend, and the chances for us to see that prices will be hitting $40 on the long run is still very much in line, still in place. Chances are still very well for that to happen as long as prices still place within that uptrend channel, and so far the signs are still there, prices are moving really well, so I think that is still a really good chance for that to happen, guys. So that's why if you guys are asking me if you guys are considering to do shorts on the long run for silver market, I think it could be a very terrible mistake. But if you guys are thinking about doing short on the gold market on the long run, I think that chances could be much better for you guys. Alright, so let me go back to the gold market, try to see if there's any important changes that has been happening so far, or is there any signs that we could be seeing for tonight from our earlier analysis, if there's anything changes for now. So far prices are still ranging again, nothing much has changed, but the signs of weaknesses for tonight are still there, it still appeared, and likelihood for that to happen is still very much wide open. So let us try to see how that goes. So let us see how that movement will be continuing on the market. So far the signs are very much positive for that to happen, as prices are continuing to go down lower and lower with no signs of any rebound happening so far. So yes, I'm still expecting that prices could be weakening, and let us see how that goes. And yes, my view is still intact for tonight on the gold market. Movement will be slightly going down lower, testing the support at 3,280, testing the support at 3,275, guys. Alright, but across the time, it's going to be giving us a little bit of a rebound. It should be happening, guys, to get a healthy market movement, because if you guys are seeing immediate drops every single candlestick, it shouldn't be a good thing. And if that happens, there should be something big happening on the market, guys. Alright, so usually one of the things that I'll be expecting coming up from the market movement will be expecting that the gold market movement will be showing us the tendency or the build up to go higher or the build up to go lower, and slightly showing us a very good consolidations and the chart pattern of the continuations of the trend during that day, guys. Alright, and so far, yes, I'm still seeing that happening, and that's why I still prefer to trade a gold rather than silver, where there are no clear chart patterns, there are no clear consolidations, and the trend is still on the sideways since last Thursday. Okay. Alright, since we still have some times and gold market movement hasn't been moving much, let us take the time to try to review what's been happening on the US dollar index. I think that also primarily helped to push up gold prices a little bit earlier on. As you guys could see, that earlier on we have been seeing that the US dollar index has been weakening throughout the Asian sessions, entering the London sessions, and eventually US dollar index started to have a slight rebound, but nothing much. Prices still remains a little bit weakened, but I believe that we could be able to take some note on what could be happening there, because so you guys can actually see that prices are weakening, showing some signs that prices are going down lower and lower too. So I think we should be able to see how that goes. Alright, so yes, this is a chart to show you guys what's been happening on the US dollar index for tonight. and compare it with most of the other currency, we are actually seeing a very clear line on how that goes, guys. Alright, so as we are seeing that the US dollar index still remains a little bit weakened, and that should be the cause that we are starting to see that the gold market could be heading towards 3,300 and then slightly weakening for now. But overall, we started to see that right now the US dollar index started to weaken a little bit, and that could be giving us a little bit of a fight how the prices should be slowing down as of now, guys, on this market. So we'll try to see out how that plays, but certainly one of the most important thing that we need to see is how the overall trend is moving. So later on I'll try to watch with you guys on what really happened on the US dollar index, and let me switch towards that chart first so that you guys could be able to see much clearly on the market. Okay, so just delete some of the lines, but overall let me give you guys a little bit of overview what we have been seeing so far happening right here, because since the last few weeks I've been already telling you guys the possibility that prices has been moving on a clear downtrend on this US dollar index. But if you guys couldn't see much clearly, I'll be zooming out a little bit so that you guys can see it much better. And right out of this market, I believe you guys could be seeing a very clear indications of the very definition of a downtrend. So based on the downtrend movement, you guys could actually be looking at the market movement here on this chart. So if you guys are watching carefully, you guys could actually see a very clear distinction of a downtrend, where we are actually seeing that yes, prices are weakening, very clear, but there's always a movement that is following through the market that are able for us to say this is a very clear downtrend and this is the fair definitions of a downtrend. And so what do we do and what do we watch to actually see how the US dollar index has been moving down lower and lower? So you guys can actually see right now we are watching through the 1 hour time frame charts, just a notifications for you guys so that you guys know what we are looking at. And earlier on we are watching through the 30-minute time frame charts in the gold market, if you guys are asking or if you guys are wondering. And one of the main things that we are seeing on the market is we have been seeing that prices has hit its high on the US dollar index at 101.7 and hits its low, so it's building up a lower high, lower low. And on the next high, we are seeing that it has been lower than the previous high, so that's why it's called the lower high. And the next low was even much lower at around $97.20. So that really builds up the movement of the downtrend. And so far, it's still very much in line, and right now it has still been ongoing to try to build out another lower high, and right now it's on the process to build out another new low. And this lower low is actually right now consolidating after experiencing such a huge decline since the start of last Monday. And prices are still weakening on the overall basis, but prices has the tendency to move on a sideways range for now. As you guys could see that the price movement hasn't been able to move a lot since last Thursday, I believe. So after that breakdown below $97.17, which is the previous support channel right around this price at the last 2 Fridays. So I think that has been building up a very good resistance area for the US dollar index, and we are likely to see that prices should be able to even move down lower on the market with this kind of market movement, as though the tendency is right now move on a sideways, but the overall long-term market movement has been very clear. Prices are weakening. We are seeing signs that prices should be going on lower, and as of now we are also seeing that prices has hit its resistance right at around $96.80 and hasn't been able to move higher since earlier on the Asian sessions. So I believe that should be giving us a clear sign that prices are still moving with tendencies of weaknesses despite right now moving on the sideways, guys. And I think that itself should give us a little bit of a confirmation that prices will likely to range maximum towards $97.15-16, and later on it should be moving down lower, continuing what we are seeing on the market, guys. Alright, but again, if you guys are watching through the daily charts, I believe that there's been not much of a change. Prices has been moving with the tendency of weaknesses, And if we are watching through the daily chart, it's been very clear. Prices has been hitting the high at around 110, hitting the reversal there, and prices has been going down lower and lower with no really much of a signs of a change, and the likelihood for prices to go down lower is still very much wide open, as prices has been testing new lows for this year and even from the lows of 2022. So I think there's not much of a comment on the possibility of a reversal has been entirely eliminated for most of the time, as prices hasn't been able to go higher. Despite some attempts to go higher, it has failed and really reaffirms the trend that prices are still moving down lower and weaker on the market, guys. All right, so with that, I think that's one of the reasons why we are able to see that gold market movement early on could be going stronger, touching 3,300 almost, but hasn't been able to do well, and prices immediately goes down lower. And since our discussions on the live streaming sessions on the US dollar index, prices on gold has been hitting the low at 3,280, guys. So I think that is a very clear sign that the trend continuations on gold is still very much in line, and with how the overall market movement on the US dollar index has been moving has not really given us a lot of considerations that the price weaknesses on the US dollar index has helped to push up gold prices so far for today. Because as far as we can be able to see on this market, that prices on the gold is likely affected by what I would say the effects coming out from the trade deals, guys, and I will be discussing more about it because I couldn't be saying too much right now on this side. But certainly one of the things that we are watching clearly and carefully, that prices is likely to try to test down lower as things started to calm down in terms of trade deals, geopolitical tensions, and I'll get more into it later on tonight. But one of the main things that should be happening, continuing, I would say, is the escalations on the Russia and Ukraine side. But let us see how that evolves. If there's any changes that could be happening, it's likely to be much better, especially with US president could be involved to be helping to clear things out and calm things down. So I think that possibility could still be very much wide open, and with that itself, it should be a very good chance for us to see that the gold market movement has not really much of clear sentiment for it to continue to go higher, but instead prices should be able to feel much more pressure with how prices has been ongoing since the Middle East escalations and the trade deals has been approved. Most of the countries are still trying to negotiate, and then that itself should be giving us a lot of indications that prices should be trying to test the lows, guys, rather than trying to test the highs on the gold market. So I think with that said, good chances for us to see that gold prices should be going down lower and lower, guys, on the market. Alright, so since prices has been touching the 3,280 for the lows from the live streaming session started, and let us try to see whether prices could be testing 3,275, and there's still a lot of time before prices could be hitting our potential price movement that we are seeing on the market. So if you guys are curious, or you guys wanted to know how the results will be there, I'll be always updating you guys what's happening on the gold market movement, as this is the main event, the main trading assets a lot of people are trading it, and that's why we are looking at closely with you guys. So if you guys don't want to miss out on any updates, you guys are definitely don't want to forget to follow and subscribe so that you guys don't miss out on any key informations. And I've been telling you guys that the potential price movement, if you guys have been making some good trades, you guys should have been at a profit of 30 to 40 pips since our start of the live streaming session. So if you guys have been making good profits, have been understanding how you guys could analyze the market based on the market movements, you guys are welcome to give us your likes and thumbs up. And thank you very much for your support, and definitely share this video if you guys wanted to learn together on how you guys could look at the market, analyze the market together with your friends, and have interactive discussions with me alongside the live streaming sessions. And happy for you guys to have interactive discussions as well. Request me on any markets that you guys are interested to look out at the market together. So you guys are always welcome to check out the live streaming sessions here. Alright. So since we've already been discussing what's happening on the US dollar index, I think it's also much appropriate for us to continue with the analysis on the Forex currency market. Because through that itself, you're able to get a little bit of analysis, and US dollar index is also considered one of the major currency pair. So I think it's an appropriate thing for us to try to check out what are the best options to trade against the US dollar, or what's the best option to trade on the currency pair for tonight, and where is the momentum ongoing right now, and whether that could be a good choice for you guys to consider to start trading positions on this currency pair. So I'll be trying to take out a look how the prices will be testing to the spot at 3,280 for the gold. And if nothing much changes, I'll be trying to take a look with you guys on what's happening in the currency market with you guys. Alright, so stay tuned. Okay, so far the gold market movement is still weakening and still trying to test the support at 3,280. So I think there's no doubt possibility of a rebound should be a little bit slightly lower for now. But again, 3,275 will be our next price target for now, guys. So since our live streaming sessions, everything has been very much going in line with what we have been watching so far, guys. Alright, so let us move, try to see out what's happening on the currency chart. Alright, so one of the main things that we are watching through the market movements as of now is we have already been seeing, yes, prices has been weakening, we are not really seeing much of a change, but one of the very clear distinction that we are watching for tonight is the very clear thing that is happening across the market, where we are seeing, yes, the US dollar index has been a little bit weaker, but certainly it's not the weakest currency pair against most of the pairs. So if you guys are watching carefully, you guys can actually see that the Japanese yen today is the strongest currency pair, and follow alongside with it is the Swiss franc market movement, where we are seeing that CHF has been the second strongest pair, and the rest of the market slightly lower than the Swiss franc is the New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, US dollar, as well as the euro, where it has been a little bit moving with a slight movement around 10 points for the day, and the weakest pair is coming out from the GBP pound sterling movement, and that certainly could be a very good indication that GBP against Japanese yen could be a very good trade since the early part of the market, especially during the London sessions, right around the GDP data event news is released from the UK side. We are seeing that the pound sterling has been slightly weakened and has been recovering since then, but overall we are starting to see that every event could be impacting the currency market, and it will always be the case. Short term or long term, it could happen, but right now, as we are seeing, we are actually looking at a good possibility that the pound sterling could be recovering, and maybe the momentum shouldn't be as good as early on than we are expecting on the GBP Japanese yen market to do a short. But again, there is some opportunities I think that could be appearing, where we are starting to see that the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar started to rebound a little bit. So I think for the current momentum that we could be expecting could be appearing on the Australian dollar against the Japanese yen, as well as the Japanese yen against the New Zealand dollar. So both currencies moving in tandem, and we'll try to see out how that works. And also at the same time, with the US dollar index weakening, Australian dollar USD and ZD USD could still be a very good option to be considered too. So I'll try to take out a look on how those market movement is working and moving, and let us try to see how that goes on the market. Alright, so AUD USD. Alright, so right now we are watching through the 30-minute time frame chart. So if there's no changes, I'll be watching through the 30-minute time frame charts, and if there's any changes, I'll be watching through. I'll be letting you guys know as usual on the market, so don't worry about it too. And as of now, if we are watching through the markets, that the Australian dollar USD has actually been moving really well, showing some signs that prices has been moving in the tendency of trying to rebound from the lows at 0.6524 for today, and has been able to rebound. And I know that it has been slightly weakened, but right now the momentum is appearing on the Australian dollar, and with the US dollar index weakening, there's chances that prices could test the high at 0.655 for tonight, guys. And I think the same thing could also appear on the NZD, but certainly the momentum is a little bit weaker here, so I think I would still prefer to watch out on the Australian dollar US dollar movement. And let us try to see what's been happening on the Australian dollar Japanese yen. So far the market movement hasn't been really well. Prices have been hitting the support around $94.60, $94.06, and prices are still trying to recover from the lows. Possibility that prices could be completing a double bottom right around this very short period of time, and potential prices could be hitting $94.50 on the short term. But again, as we are seeing that the New Zealand dollar momentum is a little bit weakened, I would suggest that you guys could take a closer look on both AUD USD and AUD Japanese yen for now. Meanwhile, let us try to take a look with the strongest and the currency weakest pair for tonight, coming out from the GBP Japanese yen. But so far, it has been very much in line with our view. Initially, that prices has been weakening. Right now, GBP is trying to recover some of its movement, so I don't think I'll be trying to take a closer look on this market chart. But one of the clear signs that we are watching right now is there's not a lot of momentum ongoing, and I think it could be a very risky trades to do trades on the currency market for tonight. But if you guys are still trying to trade on the currency market movement for today, I think you guys could try to take a look on what could be happening on the Australian dollar USD and also on the Australian dollar Japanese yen market movement. And those are the market movement that has been doing pretty much well and giving us a very much clear indications. And alongside with the US dollar index weakening, there's some slight momentum appearing on the GBP as well, so you guys could also consider the GBP USD. I think in terms of risk, it's very much worth the short for you guys to try to trade on the long side against the US dollar weaknesses. So AUD USD, GBP USD for longs, and for shorts and for longs as well on the Australian dollar Japanese yen for tonight, guys, because that are the clear momentums that's happening. And I think that should be the part of you guys should be considering and take a closer attention if you guys are considering to do trades on the currency market, forex market for tonight. Okay, so let us try to take a look back on the gold market, see if there's any changes. Alright, so something happened. Yes, prices has been breaking down below 3,280 despite the weaknesses appearing on the US dollar index. So I think the correlations for the gold against the US dollar index hasn't been really moving very well, and instead we'll focus on the price actions for now, as we are seeing that prices are still continuing going down weaker and weaker, and very much in line with our premium trading ideas as well. So if you guys are interested to know how I'm positioning my trades on the market, you guys are welcome to check the link on my profile, the video descriptions, as we have already been making good profits as well through that premium trading ideas, as well as during the live streaming sessions I've already been telling you guys the possibility on how the market movement is moving, and so far everything has been very much in line with our overall view. And if there's any changes, if there's any market slight movement that possibly could change the course, I will always be happy to let you guys know and update it. So if you guys wanted to know how the next market movement will be, stay tuned and don't forget to follow and subscribe so that you guys don't miss out on any important, clear, real-time information that I'm sharing with you guys live on these live streaming sessions. Okay, so gold market movement is still slightly to continue to go down. We have been seeing so far. Okay, prices has been testing the low at 3,275 and still very much in line with our view. Prices will be testing the support at 3,270 until the end of the live streaming session. So stay tuned. I'll try to see out how that plays out, guys, because overall the signs is still very clear. Possibility for that to happen is still very much wide open. Okay, prices is testing the support at 3275, and if prices continues to weaken, possibility for prices to test 3270 is literally right in front of us, guys. So I'll pay close attention to see how that goes, and prices continues to go down lower, good possibility that prices will be moving lower and lower again in the market, guys. All right. Okay, so if you guys are enjoying the live streaming session so far and have been able to make some good profits together throughout the live streaming sessions, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, don't forget to give us your likes, and certainly if you guys are interested to know how you guys could learn more, how you guys could see the market together with us, don't forget to follow and subscribe. So I'll be updating you guys on how is the daily overview on the gold, silver, and also the rest of the market, so that you guys could get a little bit of overview what's been happening on the market sessions alongside with me on the live streaming sessions. And certainly if you guys are interested to get to know how you guys could get my trading ideas for free, you guys are welcome to click the link on my profile or the video descriptions. Click on it, chat with me that you guys wanted to get the trading ideas. And certainly if you guys wanted to get exclusive insights what's happening and what is impacting the market around the world, you guys are always welcome to chat me and ask access on the VIP live sessions through the link on my profile or the video descriptions, guys. Okay. Alright, so since we still have some times before anything changes in the market, I think we'll try to take a look closer on what is happening on the oil market, because if you guys have been paying close attention, there's a lot of things happening on the oil market, especially since the truce happening between the Middle East escalations. I think this is a good time for us also to take a closer look on what's been happening on the oil market. So let us try to see if there's any changes on the gold market right now, where the prices could start immediately break down 3,270, and we'll try to take a closer look. If nothing happened, we'll try to see how things are moving on the oil market with you guys together, right? Okay, nothing much changed. Let us try to take a closer look at what's happening on the oil market together with you guys. Alright. Okay. So we are still watching through the 30-minute time frame charts. Nothing much has changed in the gold market, and let us switch our view towards the oil market together right now, guys. Okay, so if you guys are watching carefully, this is the market movement since last week, happening on last Monday. And one of the very first clear signs that you guys have been seeing since prices has been dropping below and under $70 and stays below that, prices has been ranging between $65.80 towards the $68.50 on a wider range. But on the tighter range, we have been seeing that prices has ultimately trading between the $65.80 towards the $67.50 at its highest. And right now, we are still seeing the tendency on the oil market should still remain under pressure. As you guys could see, that the oil market movement hasn't been a lot. That's one of the very clear signs. And second of all, we are seeing the possibility that prices are moving with the tendency of moving on a range sideways, and the tendency of weaknesses appearing on the market. But unfortunately, the biggest worry for now, if we are trying to trade, is the likelihood that prices will be ranging, because the very last time prices broke down below $65.80 was during the market movement at here. Right around Friday, prices break down lower, and immediately prices rebounded. So if you guys are watching carefully, prices has the tendency to rebound right around those prices, and that could be the biggest worry if we are trying to short the market. Certainly, yes, the price movement is filled with weaknesses, and the possibility that prices could be dropping is really huge and really much. But I would suggest that you guys need to be cautious. Yes, certainly the tendency is weakening, and possibility that the best chance to do is a short positions with an ample positions to adjust your positioning. So let's say you target towards the low, you guys could get a very good risk reward ratio 1.5 towards 2, hesitate, this could be still a very good choice to short rather than doing longs where the possibility is really low. And again, let me switch through the daily chart so that you guys could see much clearly what I am looking at the market. So through the daily charts, it's a very clear thing that with the weaknesses appearing in the market right at the day closing at a 9% decline, we are actually seeing at the good possibility that prices are weakening and weakening, showing no sense of any improvement so far, and the possibility that prices could be dropping is really high because there's a bad flat pattern happening right at the drop of this 9%, and the following day it's followed by the 3.5%, so I would say it's a total of 13% decline, and it could be following through because let us remind ourselves that there's a possibility that the truth is continuing very well, all prices will be under pressure. And remember guys that there's still the Russia-Ukraine war hasn't been over, and once it overs with the intervention, possibly it could be leading to a further decline of all prices guys. So with that, I think there still remains a possibility that with this chart pattern that is right now happening, good chances for us to see the prices on the long term could still be dropping and heading towards below $60, ultimately towards the $59 area guys. Alright, so $59 towards $58 could be the next price target on the long run for the oil market. But for the short run, I think it's very much conservative for us to switch the view on the 30-minute time frame charts and try to see whether prices could be breaking down below the $65.80 price and stays below that, because before that happens, I think it's still going to take some time before we can see that prices will be dropping even further more. So I'll be patient, try to see out how that works, but ultimately I would say I'll be getting and be much more confident to get the confirmations that prices once it breaks below the $65.80 price support guys. Okay, so I'll be waiting, try to see out how that works. Ultimately I would suggest that you guys should be patient and calm if you guys are trying to do shorts. Possibility that prices could rebound is still always there. With this renewed market movement, it could be a little bit scary. So I think tonight on the commodity sides that we have been watching so far, gold market movement still possess the best momentum. The movement is slightly much liquid, much fluid, and we could actually get some better movement there. So that's why gold has still been one of our preferred choice to the trades for tonight guys. Alright, so let's go back towards the gold, see how that changes, and if there's any big market movement happening, I'll be letting you guys know too. Alright, so far we haven't been able to see much. Prices has been rebounding and not much of a change guys. Certainly that will be the case, but again, prices has been testing the 3275. Prices hasn't been able to break down lower. That really shows that prices will be hovering around this price. So if you guys are a short-term trader trading between 2 to 4 hours, I think this is a very good time for you guys to take profit, because there's a possibility that prices could rebound first before prices will be testing the drop 3260 area, and I think it's going to take time. So if you guys aren't patient enough, right now there's some profit that's in your hand, you guys can consider to take profits first, especially when prices have already been dropping towards its lowest at 3275. That is certainly a great margin of you guys could take some profit around 80 to 90 pips since we started the live streaming sessions together here. So if you guys are happy, content with the profit that you guys have been making, take some profits first guys. There's nothing wrong. Take profit is not a crime, and good possibility we could see that prices could be dropping even further later on tonight, but I'm afraid it's not going to happen within the live streaming sessions time. So if you guys are patient enough, you guys know what you guys are planning and how you guys could execute your trades, welcome to hold it. Certainly there's chances for that to happen, to drop towards 3265, maybe a little bit later, but it's going to take time guys. Alright, so since we've already been talking a lot of things, currency market, commodities, and I think we still left out one thing. It's around the equity indices, and I'll be talking with you guys later on, but let us try to see how this moves out first, whether prices could be rebounding, and is there any potential for us to chase it. But personally I won't be doing it, but I'll just give you guys a little bit of updates how could be things going out from here. So we'll try to check out, see how this plays out, but ultimately I think it's been a very good trading night for us here on the live streaming session together with you guys. So I hope you guys have already been making good profits together throughout the live streaming sessions, because we've already been sharing the possibility that prices has been moving very well and giving you guys a lot of good chances to enter the trades. and executing the short trades that we have already been seeing in line with our analysis since the start of the leveling sessions, guys. Alright. Okay, so far price movement is still trying to rebound, but not without a lot of great movements, and I think the tendency is likely to remain around the ranges of 3280 to 3275 area. So we'll try to see how that moves. So far the tendency is likely to have a slight rebound before prices could be continuing weaker, so we'll try to see out how that plays out. Ultimately prices are still moving into the weaker direction so far. Okay, so let us try to see how the market movement is moving on the indices side. Especially, I think the best thing that is happening on the market is certainly coming out from the US indices side, guys, because it has been one of the leading for this year, especially coming out from the first half of this year. I think it has been performing really well after experiencing that corrections of 20%. I think US stock indices still remains one of the best choice if you guys want to trade and hope for the long position. Certainly it's coming out from the US 100 movement. So I'll try to see out how that plays out with you guys and what are the possibilities in terms of the market movement. Alright, so let me try to check it out with you guys together and give you guys a little bit of a clue what you guys could be expecting coming out from this market. So since last week, we have been seeing that prices has been easily breaking record prices at 22,240 and has been trending higher and higher, hasn't been slowing down, hasn't been stopping, and that really gives you guys the case that possibility that prices could be going higher and higher is still very much wide open, and the possibility for prices to continue to touch 23,000 isn't far away and is very much wide open again, because as we are seeing how the market has been moving, possibility that prices could be going higher is really good, and possibility that prices will go higher again is still there. So I would expect to see how the price movement will be moving there and expect that there will be something happening on the market, guys. Alright. Okay. Alright, so I think one of the best things happening right around here, so we are seeing good possibility that the stock indices could be going higher. It's been very clear, and prices has been continuing to go higher and hasn't been stopping since then. And based on this market movement alone, I think we should be seeing that prices will be trying to go higher and higher, showing no sense of slowing down, and we could be ultimately seeing that 23,000 could be a very near reality happening here. But other than this, we have already been seeing that prices have been moving really well, not only on the US 100 side, but also on the market movement that we are also seeing at the US 500, as well as the US 30 market movement has been very well as well, guys. Okay, so I think those market movement has been very well. So let me show you guys what's been happening there. Okay, so this is the US 500. Prices continue to go higher, 30-minute time frame charts, and nothing much has changed, guys, because it's been very clear. Prices continue to go higher, showing no signs of slowing down. And definitely with this kind of market movement, I'll be expecting that prices should be continue to go higher with no signs of slowing down on this US stock indices across these three different markets. So first, it's a little bit lagging, but trying to break out of the previous high, all-time high, guys, at around 45,000, and it's just shy 1,000 points. It isn't much thing, 2.5%. Good possibility that Dow Jones could start breaking out higher as well. And other than that, US 500 has also been moving really well. Prices has already been breaking record prices as well, starting since Friday, and I think it has been and will be continuing to go higher as prices has already been breaking record prices. And just mind that possibility that prices could be going up very fast is really much open after breaking that resistance at 6,131. Prices retested and immediately rebounded, and that really shows you guys the positivity that we are seeing on this market. And obviously US 100 has been continuing to go higher, and I know there will be some up and down, but if you guys are looking at the long-term market movement, it's very clear and bright. Prices will try to go higher and higher, so I think there's no doubt about it. US 100 could be heading towards 23,000 soon, and also testing the price target at 23,800 market movement as well, guys. Alright, so it's very much clear that price movement is still very well, and good likelihood we could see that prices could continue to go higher. Alright, so let me give you guys a little bit of a summary what you guys could be expecting coming up from the market through the 30-minute time frame charts as usual, and as a bit of a recap before me ending with the live streaming sessions for tonight, guys. So it's been a time, but it certainly feels that everything has been going really well according to the plan. So let us give you guys a little bit of a recap what has been happening so far on this market. So one of the very clear first things that we have been looking so far is that prices has been moving down lower and lower on the gold market, and I'm expecting to see that gold prices should be able to try break down lower, testing the 3265 support area for tonight, and it's going to take time, so be prepared and be patient. That could be happening for tonight. And also on the silver market, I think I won't be trying to take a closer look as prices has been ranging. Yes, certainly prices has been weakening, try to drop down below $35.90, but the drop isn't much, and definitely the possibility of ranging is really high, so you gotta be careful. And if you guys want to trade here, make sure you guys needed to put a little bit of wider stop losses, as sometimes we could be seeing a little bit of a bigger volatility, shake things out before prices continue to drop down lower. It's still very much open, but it will be very much limited here. So I still prefer to watch things out happening on the gold market, and also coming up from the oil market, I'll still be waiting to see a breakdown happening $65.80. Oil prices breaks out of $66.40 to actually see where is the direction after the breakout or the breakdown. Meanwhile, on the currency market side, I think it still remains the same, where we started to see that the Japanese yen is weakening. Meanwhile, the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar is not really giving us a little bit of a momentum. So I think your best shots should be appearing on the GBP Japanese yen. But again, the momentum is really not that good for tonight. I won't be suggesting too much, and I'll suggest that you guys should be able to make your focus on this gold market movement for tonight, as there's a little bit of a clearer certainty on its price movement for today. Alright, so if you guys are enjoying our live streaming session so far, thank you very much for your support, and don't forget to follow and like and subscribe so that you guys don't miss out anything. And certainly if you guys wanted to get clear trading ideas like the kinds you guys are seeing right here, and we have already been sharing our premium ideas for tonight, you guys could head out on the link on my profile, the video descriptions, click on the link, chat me if you guys wanted to get those. And if you guys want to join the VIP live sessions tonight, where I'll be uncovering what's happening around the world, you guys also welcome to click the link on the video profile, video descriptions in the profile, and chat me for VIP live sessions, and also chat me for the premium trading ideas. See you guys tonight, or see you guys tomorrow.